Hey guys, how's it going? Sensational here. Welcome back to the channel, where today we are continuing on exploring some of the relics of the past. Today we're going back to an old classic, a deck that has been around, or not been around, but has existed for over an entire year, and we are going back to DRAVEN Ezreal Tribeam. So this is the old PNZ Noxus sort of mid-range tempo deck. It relied very heavily on this one particular card. This is Tribeam Improbulator, an absolutely fantastic tempo tool that when came out was just immediately slotted into this deck, and this deck just really popped off as one of probably the strongest decks in the game during that time. And this card is just so powerful for what it does. Tribeam Improbulator reads, if you haven't seen it before, it deals 1 to unit, summon a random 1-cost follower for 5 mana. Now, first glance, you may say, wow, that seems really awful. But then while you keep reading, while I'm in hand, increase both by 1 when you play a 3-cost spell. So every time you play a 3-drop like Draven or Ezreal, it starts to increase, deal 2 to unit, summon a random 2-cost follower, etc. And then once it goes into the 5 to the 8 range, you're now dealing 8 damage to unit, selling an 8-drop unit, and suddenly you're just representing a huge threat. You kill one of your opponent's units, you represent a threat of your own. And this card is just such a massive tempo swing that allows you to just really gain an advantage on a board when you're facing a very board heavy deck. And if you guys have seen a trend that I've sort of been mentioning in the past few videos, it's that we are in this meta where being on board, playing your 4 board, a lot of units attacking, these swarm decks are coming back into popularity. This is the sort of deck that does really well into it because now everything's all tempo based, all on board focused, and having a card like Tribeam to swing that tempo is really important. Now for the rest of the deck, we have a bunch of spells centered around Ezreal as well. Ezreal is sort of also a really great win condition in this deck because Ezreal being able to ping down your enemy's Nexus by 2 for each time you target it is really valuable. So we have cards like Ravenous Flock, a super staple in any sort of Noxus mid-range to control deck. Cards like Mystic Shot, Get Excited, not the Noxious Guillotine plus Scorched combos. 3 Static Shocks, very good at both leveling Ezreal and just giving additional cycle, and as well as Captain Farron. So we are that tempo game plan, but we have a little bit of burn with cards like Ezreal and Captain Farron to sort of close out the game on the top. Now, again, where this deck shines is against those swarmy mid-range focused style of decks. Any sort of Demacia deck, or rather Demacia mid-range deck, any of those Demacia rally decks, they really crumble to combinations of cards such as Ravenous Flock and Arachnoid Sentry, or cards like Tribeam Improbulator, just being able to shut down a big threat and represent one of your own is just so key and so crucial in some of these matchups. And you'll get to see this exhibited in some of the future games that I'm about to show you guys. The overall, again, this is just focused on the Tribeam. You really want to be playing for tempo, focus on board, and one thing you do need to watch out for because, nowadays, almost every deck has sustainability, almost every deck has healing. This deck does have a finite number of resources, and it has no healing as well. So this is one of the really cool and core basic decks that really focuses on using your Nexus health as a resource in order to maximize your tempo. And it's sort of an interesting concept that I think a lot of decks no longer need to focus on. This was definitely a deck that at the beginning and when it was strong, it was a deck that I recommended as the first deck that you guys should learn because of how fundamental this deck sort of sets you up for tempo. So for all the future games that I want to showcase for you guys, just look and concentrate on where I am going to play for tempo and where I'm, sacrificing maybe some of my resources, some of my Nexus health in order to gain that edge and work towards that swing turn where I can go for the Tribeam Improbulator, push like 10-15 damage, and then finish them off with burn. But if you guys did enjoy this deck in the past, I think it is doing pretty okay right now. It is playable. I think Draven Scion might just be a little bit better, but this sort of deck is still in and is doing pretty well right now. So please enjoy the games, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Because they sort of missed the concept of tempo, or they don't realize that some plays that they make are just sacrificing their tempo. And then you can go for these big swings with Arachnoid Sentry, with stuns, with Tribeams, and just like really get them. This is an interesting matchup. I want to see where this leans. Because like with cards like Flock and things like that, generally these matchups are pretty decent. I have a Static Shock for this plus X, which is nice. It's a good draw. I remember when this deck was like really prevalent. I think this is like the #1 deck I recommended for beginners. Not because I think it's like the easiest deck to play, but fundamentally I think it's one of the best decks to sort of practice those. It's sort of like an expedition deck, or like this is sort of like playing expedition in Ring. It's sort of like the same values of how you win in expeditions is a lot like how you win with this deck in Ring. Sort of like a weird analogy, but I think it fits quite well. Sivir. Once the sharp side is bird, I can just flock it. Great. Am I still flocking it? Not sure anymore. Like, having flock for Sivir is really good. I do have a lot of damage to put into Sivir if I need to. He doesn't have Akshan, so I think I'm pretty happy trying to grind him. Like, this Draven's gonna start beating him up too. Like, I can go for some really good tempo plays next turn. I could go like Boom Baboon into Arachnoid Sentry into like the Axe. That's really high tempo as well. Alternatively, I can just skip that and just go for like a Something. And on his play, of course. He plays like a Waking Sands, that's gonna suck a little bit, because then that sort of just ruins sort of my plan. But here in this spot, I just want to like do this, go after this, and then force in a block of the Sivir. Yo, Sposerino? Follow. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate you tuning in to the stream tonight. Hope you're having a good time. Ooh, I don't like this. It's interesting. If I were him, I would have buried the Sivir, but he's saying he doesn't want to block the Sivir regardless. 5 mana. So now it's just down like concerted, right? I could go for a really insane tempo play here. And just go for like Arachnoid Sentry plus the Flame Choppers. And I could simply just play like Waking Sands. And I'd be in the sort of same spot but just down a stun. And I'm not sure how I feel about that necessarily. Like, the only attack I have is the Axe and going with the Draven. And also just pass, and that's fine as well. I don't mind trying to force out the Waking Sands, but it's the same thing with the Arachnoid Sentry next turn. I'll pass now for mana. If I can burn 2 of his mana, I'm pretty happy here. Let's go for like some Waking Sands play next turn. I have a much easier shot at being able to deal with the Sivir. Sort of wish I still had the flock, because then obviously Sivir would just it'd be really hard to save Sivir here. I don't really want to like stun Sivir either. I want to stun one of the Waking Sands potentially. Well, that's not true, do I? I think I'll just stun Sivir here. I really wish I had a flock to deal with this, but this will do for now. Really seeing the effects of how Draven having 2 health really makes it unfortunate situations. That's annoying. I don't really have good blocks against most of his stuff. Ballistic bot can at least block the Treasure Seeker, I guess. This will activate my Sump Fumes and then give me discard fodder as well, so it seems alright. Probably gonna preserve my board. I'd rather it trade down into his units. Taking 5 here is not the biggest deal. It sucks, but we'll live. And now I can sort of go after the Sivir. I can go after it now. Just like some teams are right now. Although I think I'd rather just do it next turn. I really wish I had Tribeam this game. Not having Tribeam is making a huge difference. This turn I potentially want to Sump Fumes, potentially want to get excited on Sivir. If he has a second Sivir, it's really dangerous. Because I don't know if I want to commit into the Sivir into the attack, when then he could just like play out a second Sivir. He can't level Sivir, and if he can, I can just kill it on stack. So that's not the biggest worry to me. I'm not going to kill a Sivir right now, because then you can just replay it, and that would be really bad, because then I can't kill can't pop the spell shield, and then kill Sivir. Like, if I can trade down his board, he doesn't have Akshan, so his refill is basically non-existent. Now, if I play this, and he, like, rallies plus buffs, I could get really screwed. So, I'm actually a little bit hesitant in doing exactly that. Oh, I'm milling a card. I'm sure it was a good card. Yep, this time we just go after Sivir. I would like to kill this as well. I'll burn an axe. And if he, tries to protect it, I do have a Get Side as well. After that, I'm able to level up Ezreal and then start pressuring him a little bit more. It's nice. Not having drawn Tribeam this game definitely sucks. You can see how this deck feels a lot weaker when I don't have Tribeam. Like, if I had a 6 damage Tribeam this game, or at least in my hand right now, that would make, like, the world of a difference, right? From his perspective, I think his hand is most like Rally plus Sivir, potentially like a combat trick instead. But the kind of cards that he wouldn't be able to play are cards like Rally, second Sivir, and maybe like a Sharp Side, right? Just hit gold 1 today. Congrats, man. Good luck on hitting plat. Shaped is annoying because I'd have to commit a Get Side, and that feels really bad. How are the games so far? I think we're hovering between like D2 and D3 right now. It's not doing the best, but you've seen worse days. Ooh, no Sivir. So this card is... I highly suspect this card is a Rally. Just because if he had Sivir, he probably would have just replayed it. Which is also... Then, like, this card is also unplayable, so this card's, like, Sharp Side. If it's a Sharp Side, I don't want to randomly attack into him. Oh. He's just gonna rally here? What does this play? I'm intrigued by what he's trying to do here. If he rallies, I gotta get in with the Ezreal, and that's really good. Oh. He just wants a block? I think there's no point in exposing my Ezreal to a Sharp Side. Because when I think about what his last cards are, it's like rallies and combat tricks. And that's just sort of unnecessary at this point. Because once we can like put this into Scorch range, that's really good for us as well. Like we're winning, so we should just make sure we win. Insert it. I like this because then I could flock it or Scorch it. And I could potentially even bait out like his concerted. So I'll do this just to see what's up. He might now commit to his single combat, concerted, whatever it may be. And then we have a follow-up with Scorch or Mystic. Actually should have started with the Scorched. I guess it's alright. Yeah, there's a sharp sight, right? Oh, it's Discord. Welcome, man. I know I'm a little bit inactive on Discord, so I do want to figure out how I can, like, you know, like actually use the Discord in some meaningful way for you guys. But that's still like TBD, so we'll have to see. Oh, we're just so patient with all these things. And this is the, you know, when you're ahead, you gotta be patient, right? We didn't play into the sharp sight. We played slow into the single combat. And we were able to keep our win conditions alive. All along. I miss this deck a lot, man. This was my shtick back in the day. I have about that much mastery to prove it. And I think like Sump Dredgers really helps enable that, which is kind of funny. Now if I was playing like Aloof as well, there's definitely a lot of ways you could build this deck for sure. And I don't even know if this deck's good, but GG's? Yeah, GG's, man. But just some like initial thoughts and reactions. I don't even know if I want House Spider. So Draven is really good in this matchup. Boon Boon also very fantastic. We can go for a very good tempo play here. Any reason for the Tribeam Copium? Well, someone hit Masters with Tribeam. So I decided to give it a shot. I think it's honestly like pretty okay. Just with how much sort of mid-range stuff there is. It's like the Scouts decks, the Fae decks. The Sword deck just completely stomps on those, right? Because you run Ravenous Flock, there's a lot of decks that you just like straight up beat just because of Ravenous Flock. Tribeam's a good draw. We can Axe into the Poppy with the Boon Baboon. Ooh, okay. This is the correct attack from opponent. If you want to attack at all, that is. Next turn, we don't have mana. Next turn's the awkward turn. We don't have 6 mana. If we had 6 mana, we can just go double 3. Going Mystic Shot's probably just the second best option. I do want Draven on my offensive turns. I could like play the Station Archivist, look for a 3-drop. Oh, it's gonna be an issue is when he plays Aloof Travelers. He does get rid of my Farron and not my Tribeam, but honestly they're both equally kind of important here. I think I have less 3-drops in this deck compared to the other lists, because I am running more 2-drops, so I might have to look into that and see where I can add more in. No Mayor, so I'll just use the Mystic Shot. Like, I think this deck needs a few more 3-drops. I like Ballistic Bot too. I think there's some 2-drop we need to cut. Second Farron here is perfect, honestly. Wow, that is aggressive. Scorched? Beautiful. I don't agree with this play. Unless he has like exactly nothing else to do. Like, you just can't. Like, this is a tempo matchup, and you don't really have the liberty to sort of make a play as slow as that. So now I just have 3 drop into Tribeam, and that's really powerful. Like, if we look at the reason why he lost this game, it's because he played tree last turn. Like, he just didn't have the resources to play tree there. Unless he, like, needed to and had, like, no other play. And this is sort of just, like, the basic value and understanding of tempo in this game. Because now he's just dying to Farron, which is really nice. I can just set him to 1 decimate range. I also have a Mystic Shot. I know I don't have Burn because I peaked with the Station Archivist. So I'll just do this. There's no reason to need a Mystic Shot his face. I could Mystic Shot a Spider. I'll just do this. It levels my Ezreal, I have no need for my mana. Like, I'll just play Farron, and then next turn I have lethal with the attack, and if that doesn't kill him, I have the Decimates to play as well. So there's no reason to not play Farron this turn. He's not threatening me with his tree. Okay. Just in case playing Farron is troll here. He needs Freljord. He needs PNZ. The only PNZ card he runs is Aloof, and he can't play Aloof. Freljord, he might have Poro, otherwise it's Gnar. And then he's missing Bilgewater, which he doesn't run Fizz. So it's 2 mana, 1 mana, he can't complete tree this turn. I was like, is there a PNZ spell in his deck? But then I realized it doesn't work like that. Oh, the Piltover Peacemaker card is so bad. I'd be caught dead playing that card in my deck. Interesting. This one might be tough. Are we playing? Exhibit Tribeam. Does this beat Shen J4? Yes, you should crush Shen J4. This is sort of weird, where I do have double Tribeam, and that's really pog. But if I just get like tempoed out early, that's really not pog. We're a greedy mofo here. It's kind of interesting because if I take the pass and he open attacks, I don't want to static just this. I can still static next turn, I suppose, if he like decides to Pokey Stick here. Okay, really good Static Shock. Excellent Static Shock. You'd have to have like Troll Chant. Even then, Troll Chant doesn't do that much. Slowing down his procs is huge. In this matchup, like, getting his proc isn't like the biggest deal ever, just because we should be able to have the ability to like realistically deal with Sej. It's kind of awkward because my hand's like actually not that good. Surprisingly, I've drawn very few of my actual redraw. I'm a little bit afraid if he just like plays Gnar into an open attack. He did have Gnar, right? Did it pop up? Oh, he has Gnar? No, he doesn't have Gnar. Oh, perfect. Whew. You need Acto. That is true. Sure, I'll take the pass just to see if he wants to play or bluff into it. So he doesn't have Gnar. I believe they haven't changed that yet. Right. I just need to like bluff a way of actually dealing with the Teeny-Dactyl. Now obviously I can't, so when he plays inevitably plays Teeny-Dactyl, I'm like particularly screwed. Damn. It sucks, man. I could draw into like a flock. What are my odds? 1 in 10 to draw a flock. I could also draw Mystic Shot. So 1 in 6 to draw an answer to that. You know, my odds aren't that bad, honestly. Oh no, I only have 1 mana, never mind. Flock? Scorch Earth is a card at least. I was hoping to be able to save it for like Sejuani. Like, at this point in the game, my Tribeam's only dealing... At this point, my Tribeam's only dealing 2 damage is actively hurting me, like, a lot. Like, it really hurts that my Tribeams are only at 2. Like, I've sort of drawn the wrong sections of my deck, and I don't really have that much actual stuff going on for me here. I go for a rather interesting attack here. If you want, it's only like quote-unquote valid block is here. Main deck Brittle Steel? What is that? Oh my lord. Not happy with that. Not happy at all. Who main decks Brittle Steel in their deck? Come on. That's some weird champ, am I right? Don't have Sejuani, please. Nice. No Sejuani is really good. We're setting up for our Tribeam swings. It's gonna get a 4. Okay, interesting. These days, kids full brittle off their conch. Yeah, this guy's just main decking. Wait, why are we at 4 health? Wait. That might be a slight issue. I forgot the fact that we're just sitting at 4 health. I'm just gonna kill this turn. Save myself a little bit more health. Oh, what a pog hit. Good news is he didn't have Sejuani. His last cards are now potentially like... Oh wow, it's really good for us. Because now in this turn we can just sort of go in. This is our turn, we go Draven, Sentry, Tribeam. Yo, into wall, how you doing, man? Now we're just in. No unit? Alright, brother. Are you just gonna like Sejuani to Pokestick me and I'm really sad? Like, there's no way he just like baited me into this, right? He actually just like 5-head baited me into Sejuani? That would be wild. Oh, Protoporo. I don't think that block's gonna fly, brother. Ice Shark. Actually kind of scary. Because now if he has Sejuani, I just lose, unfortunately. I am also at a theoretical 2 with the impact. Our health total is dropping rather low really quickly. I have no idea what this card is. It's actually kind of crazy. Static Shock doesn't do it. I can kill my own unit with the Static Shock? No, I can't. Oh, I can't play Fair. I should have played Farron. Ooh, Mystic. I just really didn't want to take this 1 damage. But then I sacrificed being able to play Farron. It's tough to say what the right answer was here. He dealt his 1 damage, but his ability to deal 2 damage is actually not that easy. Is it Ice Shard? Feels like it's Ice Shard. So I should just play Farron. If he top deck 2 damage, then like good on him. Okay. Game was a little bit more interesting. We didn't really draw the 3. We had like, you saw that game, we had double Tribeam. We just didn't draw the 3 drops to kind of go with that. And that just made the eventual turn that we swung the game just a lot later. Because we couldn't build up to that really power swing. And Helpful Yoda, what's up, buddy? This guy again. I've been running into this guy a lot. We keep Mystic Shot for Mayor, and then we keep Tribeam, and then we just look for our 3 drops. That's juicy. So if we find Scorched, this matchup doesn't feel like that losable if we find the Scorch. It's just a matter of not getting out-tempoed by them, because when you look at this hand, and they just go like this, we're taking a lot of damage. You let him get a play Mayor next turn if we have to Mystic Shot this, I guess. Ooh, get a block with Ezreal. I think I'm happy blocking with Ezreal here. I have a second one here. I'm not that fussed if Ezreal dies. If he doesn't have an answer for this, that's even better, right? So he has Gnar in hand we need to be a little bit careful of. I don't miss. Ooh, that's really good. So he doesn't have Pokey Stick, doesn't have Group Shot, doesn't have Flock, is what I'm assuming. I think he's trying to bait this Mystic Shot so he can play Mayor. Then we just kill Mayor on sight anyways. Actually, Poppy. Gnar. I do want to just deal with Gnar right away. I don't want him to get this Pokey Stick. So I'll just damage Gnar, set up for a Flock. In this sort of deck, you're not really afraid of any sort of combat tricks, which is nice. Flock was the card I was looking for there. We can just take like a Sump Teams though.
I think we have something on that case. A missing piece?
Yeah, our health total in this matchup doesn't particularly matter that much. As long as we don't like just die, we're completely fine. Like we'll be able to kill the Poppy. We can sort of just try to contain his board as best as we can. Bust a shot. I'm a little hesitant just slamming this Ezreal here. We'll see. If we get a Flock Poppy, we might develop something, and then we can play like Ezreal plus Mystic Shot, and that'd be really good. Like again, we're just trying to stay ahead on board as best as we can. Goodbye, friend. Now this does let me play Raven. Better. So like with Ezreal, we can attack and Mystic Shot the Telescope. That might even be better. Raven's cool and all, but we'll have him eventually. Our next attack is going to be insane though. What the rude. But again, our next attack turn is going to be insane. We'll be able to play Draven into Tribeam and then into second Tribeam. It's going to be nuts. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, I'm already juicing it. Oh, and the Sump Teams. Oh, but oh no. Farron? Damn, having the second aloof there sucked a little bit. But even at this point, I think one Tribeam's plenty. have some pretty decent blocks here. There's this age-old argument about when the best Tribeam is, and I think 7 is just like completely garbage. It's so funny. I think 7 is completely bad. But am I supposed to cast for 6? That's always an interesting question. I'm just gonna go for tempo. I can play this next turn onto the spider and then have a really good open attack. Alright, I forget what the math on this card is. It's another Gnar, okay. Unless I hit a 3-drop here. Unlucky. Oh! Og? That's like one of the better 7 drops for sure. What the? Lame. Well, we're in a pretty dire need of finding our Scorched Earth. Doesn't have tree, very nice. Like, we're still doing fine. As long as we find like a Scorched Earth, it seems very hard to sort of lose from this position. It's gonna get a pokey stick and that sucks. Never mind, I can deny the pokey. I'm gonna do this because I don't want to damage the Broodmother. This also denies him from getting a pokey stick. And I think both of those are huge reasons to do this. And this draws us a card too, right? We want to use our mana, cycle through our deck, find the Scorched Earth so we can't just like win with tree. Or we can just completely just annihilate him with tempo. We're just dealing so much damage. All 3 buster shots, let's go. Yeah, buddy. You got it. You got it. Yo, Citrox, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man? You can replay Draven. Kind of funny, honestly. I probably should have took the attack just because Ballistic Ball was getting through. This is actually sort of dangerous because now, like, what does that pass? Like, if he actually has tree here, it's like, okay, if he takes his attack, he loses. All right, but yeah, this again, just seeing how, you know, like, we're still ahead in tempo, right? Oh, he had the tree. Have a nice stream. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the follow. That's the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I hope you guys enjoyed the games. If you guys have made it all the way to the end, I really appreciate it and would and I guess I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support. This is the first video on the channel after I just recently hit 2K subscribers. You know, it took 1 year for the first 1,000 and then just the last 2 months I hit my second 1,000. So very appreciative of your support on the video. If you guys aren't subscribed yet, please do hit the subscribe button. Please do hit the like button. Really helps me out. But if you guys did make it this far, just comment down below, Tribeam is awesome, something like that, just to let me know, and I really appreciate y'all for tuning in. I hope you guys learned something a little bit, because I think in this video, and this deck in particular, it is a really good deck at focusing on the fundamentals of the game, namely surrounding tempo and fighting for board. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you, and take care.